Hi everyone, welcome to HGTV's Handmade. I'm Gabriela.
And I'm Sabrina. And New Year's Eve is coming up, and we both thought that it would be really cute to make a New Year's Eve disco ball piñata. So typically whenever you make piñatas, you do it out of paper mache, and we tried it, and it was just really messy.
It was terrible.
Lots of it got in our hair.
We're not that crafty.
Yeah, not a cute thing at all.
So after a bunch of trial and error, and trust me, it was a lot, we decided to use a paper lantern because it was more effective, it was cheaper, and I think it's pretty cute.
Yes, way more cuter. So this is our final product here. And we're gonna show you how to make it now, so let's get started. So for this project, you will need a paper lantern. Ours is 16 inches, but you can use any size that you like. Ribbon, a hole puncher, tissue paper that are disco-y colors, French scissors, regular scissors, double-sided tape, and piñata stuffers like confetti and candy. So we're gonna start with cutting our tissue paper. The sizes will be about 3 inches length and then like I guess a 2-inch width. The squares don't necessarily have to be perfect. If anything, it's better if they're a little lopsided.
So with the fringing, it's best to fringe it about halfway because you don't want too much fringe but not too little fringe. This is an insane amount of fringe, and if you have any HGTV shows to binge, this is the perfect time to do it.
So this is the lantern that we'll be working with. We chose a 16-inch one again, but you can use any size that you'd like. So first you're going to cut a piece of tissue paper to seal the bottom of your lantern here. That way the confetti and your other goodies don't come out. And I'm just going to cut about a rectangle. And then I'm going to measure it against the bottom of the lantern.
I think that's a good size.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a total of 6 holes. Now you're going to use 3 pieces of ribbon to loop through.
So they don't have to be like exact measurements, but we're going to make them kind of long just so we can have a good amount of a pull string for our piñata. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here.
You're going to put it there, and then you're going to put them diagonally. Again, diagonally. And the last one is just going to be the 2 that are across from each other. Then you're done with the ribbons. Put all the ribbons in first, like this.
Through one end.
Through one
and
end.
then have another person, or if you have super long arms, just pull it out through the other end, but don't pull too hard, that way the paper doesn't break.
So you have to make sure you align your ribbons perfectly, so in between the wires. So
if we can do it, so can you.
Yeah, keep pushing through it. We are the not so crafty interns, and you guys can do this, we promise. So now you're gonna tape it on the inside.
You're just gonna use regular tape, and this
Trust
is where
me, not
another
double-sided.
friend comes in handy, so you can just pass the tape off to them. So
I do the difficult part, always.
Yeah.
Stick my hand through here.
So grab your double-sided tape and get to fringing.
You can do whatever pattern you want, but what we did, what did we do? We did gold iridescent.
And silver.
Silver iridescent. Silver.
2 layers of gold, then an iridescent, 2 layers of silver, then an iridescent, and just so on and so forth. So going back and forth.
What she said.
The easiest way for us to do this is to have one person holding the lantern and already having some pieces ready to go. I'm gonna start with gold. And what I'm going to do is get some double-sided tape and just place it over the top of one part here. And then I'm going to have the fringes going inwards towards the lantern. So our first layer of gold will go right here.
And it's best to use smaller pieces on the top of the lantern. And you might be thinking that we're working inefficiently with using small pieces. But we have already tried long pieces, and no, it did not work out. So do not at me. I don't want to hear it.
And there you go, you have your first gold layer, the start of your pretty little disco ball.
Yep. Now, I'm going to do the iridescent one. She definitely planned this because it's the worst one to work with.
It's closer to your side though, so you could have easily moved it back.
Look how many you have on that side. That's fine. I accept the challenge. So this is always what happens. There's like 10 stuck together, and you don't know until you tape it and it's too late. Yeah, it's really bad. Okay. With the iridescent one, I kind of like to put it high up and cover almost all of the gold because I like the way it looks. So after a very, very long time, we're finally done with our disco ball piñata. I think it looks great.
Very good.
And now it's the fun part where we can stuff it. What are we stuffing it with?
You're stuffing it with confetti, little champagne bottles, handwritten fortunes, and kisses, because everybody needs a kiss at midnight.
And it's gonna make a mess, but that's fine. Kind of hard to not make a mess. It's New Year's, don't worry. Less than halfway.
Little less than
Trust
halfway.
me, we know.
Yeah.
Listen to us. Do not overstuff it because it will rip.
So now it's time to hang the piñata, and what we use to hang it up is a rope, and we got pieces of Christmas garland and just cut individual pieces off and use double-sided tape to hang it around the rope to make it extra festive. Do you want to do the honors of tying it?
I will. Another disclaimer. I guess we should have known this, but we didn't. Don't try to hang it with just the garland because the garland will break.
It's very, very thin.
The piñata will break too. Just so you know. Well, clearly that was a fail. I mean,
Terrible.
No one's perfect and we are just the interns,
Terrible.
so something was expected to happen. So we got to the bottom of why that did happen. I feel like she should have figured it out way before because I feel like I really pulled my weight on this project. Basically, we figured out that while we were stuffing the tissue in, the ribbons got caught in the wire. So naturally, when you pull, the wire is just gonna come crashing down along with the paper lantern. After you build everything, just pull out the wire and gravity will keep it up and we'll show you how.
All you have to do is remove the wire.
The culprit, everybody.
So,
And then it'll just hang. And then when you hang it, these two little metal bars will hang by themselves.
and everything that you stuff it with will keep it weighted down.
Yes.
In there, you're gonna repeat your steps from before.
And watch this. Short arm people rejoice. Look what can happen. There, so you don't have to stick your hand, like
Yeah.
basically your whole body in there this time. It's supposed to go right in there.
Just sticks right in. You're gonna pull the ribbons out again, but not too hard.
And by the way, her job was to pull the ribbons, so I do think it was her fault that she wrapped it around the wires.
Again, finger pointing is not gonna get us anywhere. And we use a bigger piece of tissue paper to cover the entire hole, so there's no need to tape it.
So then now what's left to do is stuff it, and hopefully it will work this time, which we do think it will.
Don't screw it up.
You don't screw it because you did it the first time. I think we did a really good job
Yes, we
considering
absolutely
the
nailed
struggles
it.
we went through, both
Yeah.
with our friendship and with this lantern.
And the best part about this is if that you're really, really careful, you can use it for any party that you have, maybe even next year for another New Year's.
Yeah, because we will not be having the same party after what we went through with this.
Yep.
I think we need some time apart. So she's gonna use this for her party and I'm gonna use this for my party. But we do agree on one thing and we're both curious to know what you guys are doing for New Year's. So let us know in the comments below and make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And I think we both deserve have a kiss for you.
And a kiss for you.
Appreciate it. And I'm just gonna hug it up.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.